Accounting is my background. I'm very analytical when it comes to marketing plans. Companies have flown us around the world to help tweak marketing plans and to train on that. And I will tell you, in the 32 years I've been in network marketing, this is the most potent marketing plan I have ever seen. And I can tell you the gentleman that's coming up now, he shared some things with us. We were in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago. Part of that time was in training, part of the time was in the presidential suite. And I want to tell you, Deborah and I put that into action, and as a result of that, in less than 2.5 weeks, we were able to hit the position called Sapphire and embodied in that, as was presented by my brother Vernon here last night, acknowledged the fact that we picked up that $6,000 bonus check. Now, you can't achieve great things without having great people, and I want to thank the team that helped make that happen. You're just absolutely awesome out there, and I want to thank getting down to the wire, and I couldn't take it anymore. I stretched out across the bed, and I heard Deborah down there just talking with Bishop. I said, who's that? That's Bishop Benjamin. He says, we can help you. Next thing I knew, that next morning, when the smoke cleared, we had made it. Thank you, Brother Benjamin. Appreciate it so very much. All the way from Virginia, okay? But this team is what made it happen. And I want to thank you again, Keith. I call him the Yarbrough man, okay? But that's actually his last name. So without any further ado, I want to introduce you to a gentleman, the gentleman that got me involved right here, Vernon Walker. I mean, in his first 6 weeks in the business, 6 weeks, over $17,000, okay? Gentleman that's coming up here now, first 6 weeks in the business, over $117,000. Does that get your attention? Okay? He knows how to lay it out to help you accomplish those goals. This, again, is the most amazing marketing plan I've seen in the 32 years I've been in network marketing. Let's give it up for Keith Yarbrough.
How's everybody doing this morning? I was making some copies earlier. How many people are here looking at the opportunity for the first time? You're not in the business yet with us, okay? Because the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to tell you how you make money. We're going to talk about that real quick out of respect to the people that aren't in the business. Then after that, we're going to have Vernon talk about the tools, and then I'm going to talk about how I made that much money. By the way, Vernon made over $40,000 in his first 6 weeks, so we know what it takes. And but out of respect to the people that are looking at the business for the first time, we're going to slow down and talk about how we make money. Brenda, before you leave, Brenda, I want to say thank you. You know, a lot of people don't think that a cowboy from East Texas knows what goes on in Motown, okay? But you know, your father was a legend, and a lot of people don't know it. You know, they're not going to sit up here and brag about it a lot, but, you know, those of you that don't know, her father, Jackie, was very instrumental in converting R&B to soul. And a lot of people don't know it, but in 1987, he was recognized and inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And in 2004, if I'm correct, Brenda, Rolling Stones magazine in 2004 recognized her father, Jackie, as they recognized the top 100 most influential artists of the decade, and her father was number 69. So it's a sincere privilege to have you guys on our team. We appreciate it. We look forward to a very profitable future, but you guys are true icons, and we appreciate you coming in and introducing yourself to us, and we look forward to working with you, okay? I can tell you this, brother, a lot of people in here don't know it, but her father's nickname was Mr. Excitement. Am I correct? Okay. See, not everything that goes on in Texas is about cactus and tumbleweeds and a stagecoach. We do know what goes on up here. I can tell you this, you know, what we do is during November, December, January, February, we kind of work the Miami, San Antonio, Phoenix, San Diego, And then after you guys get all the snow pushed out of the way and it gets a little warmer, then we work the Chicago, Detroit, New York, Boston areas. But we don't like coming up here when it's as cold as you guys have it. But thank you very much, Brenda. Thank you very much. And as Jerome said it, Brenda, your father, Jackie's legend lives on. Thank you very much. All right, real quickly, we're going to talk about how we get paid. Fair enough? I can tell you that if you're new and you're looking at the business for the first time, you won't get the comp plan completely and understand how dynamic it is the first time. I can tell you that I've been doing this for almost 20 years. Vernon, 26 years. He's got more experience than I do. But I wasn't fortunate enough to get a college education like Cindy did, but I'm very good at math. I can probably do math quicker in my head than most of you can on a calculator. I don't have a very big vocabulary. I don't spell very well, but I'm real good at math. And I've been hired as a consultant from Mike Sheffield and a lot of other people to consult companies on their comp plans. And I can tell you that it's that you need a very unique combination. Listen to me real closely. You know, you can't have it loaded so hard up front that there's no long-term residual like the young lady was talking about. And you can't have it loaded so hard in the back that it's all residual that you don't have any get-by money to get there. So it takes a very unique combination. And I can tell you out of all of my experience, the Jeunesse compensation plan, what we call a hybrid compensation plan, is the most dynamic compensation plan out there. See, here's what they did. They took bits, they studied other companies that have massive momentum going on, and they took the most dynamic part of their compensation plan and took bits and pieces from 4 or 5 different companies. You know, we're not a unilevel, we're not a matrix, we're not a binary, we're a hybrid that has a very unique combination of all the most dynamic components. And that's part of the reason why Jeunesse has the massive momentum that they do, is because of the comp plan. Retail profit, customer acquisition bonus, team commission, leadership matching bonus, the acquisition incentive, and the leadership pool. I'm going to highlight these, talk about them really quick. If you're new, here's what I want to challenge you to do. Don't humiliate yourself with all the little bitty details, okay? I can tell you that I've studied it, Vernon studied it, Cindy studied it. It pays out. It's just like anything else. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. But if you work and roll up your sleeves and go to work and share the opportunity, share that video that they were showing, it all comes together like a Broadway play, and you can make incredible money in a very short period of time and long-term money. So let's talk about it real quick. Retail profit. We're from Texas. Those of you that don't know, the Mary Kay building is in Dallas. A lot of people in Texas, if you'd have told me 4 months ago that I'd be selling Luminous or Instantly Ageless or a youth enhancement system, I would have told you you're crazy. And I go to a lot of my, you'll find out in the training today that I build my group. It's great to have the superstars that you guys do here, but probably 95% of my group are average people. They're real estate people, they're waitresses, they're plumbers, they're electrician, they're policemen, they're firemen, they're regular old, you know, $3,000, $4,000 a month people that have a great work ethic, that have a desire to improve the caliber of their life. But, you know, as I run into people and I lead with this product and I tell them about it, a lot of people tell me it don't work or it won't last or what makes you think this will work. I can tell you, being from Texas, a lot of people don't know it, but Miss Mary Kay was the richest lady in Texas when she passed. So you can't tell us that it doesn't work. We know. We have to drive right by that big building on the North Tollway every day and look at it. So we're reminded every day that it works. But the retail component of our compensation plan, the Avon, the Mary Kay, a lot of people having home parties like Tupperware or Southern Living. They have home parties. They do these little spa parties and demonstrate the product on people. And there's a lot of people having huge success retailing the product. Not just the Luminous products, but all the products, gyms, spas, tanning salons, personal trainers, purchasing this product consistently over and over and over. A lot of people doesn't realize it, but the Instantly Ageless that they're talking about is not a permanent fix. It's cosmetic, just like an eyeliner or something like that. When you wash your face off at night, when you wake up the next morning, you're going to go back to your same old wrinkles and bags. Okay? The Luminesse is more of a permanent fix. Over time, it will heal some things, whether it be acne, rosacea, something like that. But the Luminesse, here's what happens. You know, people in America are very vain. You know, once your friends and neighbors and coworkers see you looking better every day, kind of like you ladies wearing makeup, you're not going to go out of the house without it, right? So what that means to us is the residual income that the young lady was talking about. You know, these people are going to order this product over and over and over and over. When they do, there's a great opportunity. Good news travels fast. What they're going to do is they're going to share it with all their relatives of how they're looking younger and feeling better about themselves. And what's going to happen is a lot of people is going to want to purchase the product, and a certain percentage of those people are going to have enough entrepreneur spirit and enough frustrations in their life that would want to get involved in the business part, the money-making aspect of the business. So, you know, just say out of 10 people, 5 of them listen, 5 of them don't listen. Out of the 5 of them that listen, you're going to have 2 or 3 that want to purchase the product and be a customer, and you're going to have 2 or 3 that want to be a part of your business, okay? But there's a great retail component. We've got a lot of people making good, consistent retail money. There's an example here of the serum. Cost $83, retails $135, and it's a $51 profit, about a 65-70% profit on this one particular item. The Instantly Ageless actually has a larger margin of profit in it, okay? Next slide, Vernon. When you have 2 people order from your website, your auto ship is free. A lot of people want to know, how much is my overhead? Your overhead is 60 CV. It can range from $85 up to about $110. That's your overhead that it takes to build your business. You heard Jerome talking about how much money we made. Our overhead was $85. Doesn't matter whether you're brand new in the business or you're a double diamond in the business, your overhead is 60 CV. It never goes up. I have a lot of my friends, not to talk about any of the other companies, but I have a couple of my friends in a coffee company, and as you move up in rank, your obligation to purchase more product. You're obligated to purchase more product. Some of my friends are garage qualified. You know, they got all this stuff in their garage to make sure that they maximize their profit. The company makes them order more as you move up. Here it's the same. It never goes up. It's 60 CV. It doesn't matter if it's your first month or if you're a double diamond and you've been in the company 5 years. All right, real quick. When somebody gets involved in the company, they've got to purchase a product pack, okay? This is the most popular package, the ambassador package. This is what you see displayed here. It's all 6 of the products. Here's what happens when you get involved in the company. You're going to want to, number 1, become a product of the product. We're going to talk about that in the training. Your personal commercial of how the product have impacted you or somebody in your family, okay? So when you order the ambassador pack, you get all 6 products, and you get like a 30 or 60-day supply of each one of them. You have enough to personally consume the product, you have enough to start sampling the product to your prospects, and you have enough to display the products, okay? So this particular package costs $1,099. It pays the person that signed you up a $250 fast start, and it puts 500 points into our team commissions. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. But any of these packages work. It's just condenses down the amount of product that you got. But if there's any way possible, the best way you want to start is with the ambassador pack, okay? Next slide. Team commissions. Team commission simply means exactly what it says. You're going to get paid on not only your efforts, but everybody that comes into your group to infinity, whether you put them in the business or somebody else puts them in the business, okay? I only have a left team and a right team, okay? Just so happens this is Vernon, okay? Vernon's the first person I put in on the left. If I put Vernon in on the left and I put Tom in on the right and I want to enroll Sue, Sue has to go underneath either the left or the right team. Okay, you only have 2 team captains. You can call them A team and B team. You can call them left team and right team. You can call them fast team and slow team. You can call them whatever you want to, but you only have 2 team captains. When you enroll your other people, they've either got to go underneath the one or the other of the team captain. Now what happens is you get to count all of the points that come in on that leg, whether you put them in or somebody else puts them in. You remember me telling you the ambassador pack pays $250 fast start and $500 in points? what happens is the computer's looking for 900 points. When it sees 900 points, it kicks out a $35 cycle bonus. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but reality is you can cycle multiple times per week, multiple times per day, multiple times per hour, even multiple times per minute, okay? As fast as 900 points comes into your group, that's how the computer accumulates these $35 cycles, and then at the end of the week, it kicks you out of commission. Now, everybody's wondering how many people you have to enroll, or, Jerome and Deborah or Cindy talking about going Sapphire where you enroll 12 people. Here's what I want to tell you. Don't put your guard up with 2 people. It's great if you can enroll 12 and become a Sapphire like Jerome and Cindy did, but reality is with 2 people, you can make 750 cycles a week. You can make $26,250 a week just off of this one component. There's 6 different components we're talking about, but in the team component, you can make over $100,000 a month just by enrolling 2 people that go to work, okay? Now, there is a little luck involved. Some people get 2 people right off the start that go to work. It might be your 4th person, it might be your 10th person, but I said 2 people that go to work. When 2 people go to work, we're going to talk about that in the training, exactly what you need to do to it's kind of like, I don't know if I used to live in Durango. I run a Chevrolet store in Aztec, New Mexico, and I took my kids one time to Durango to take the Silverton train and to go pan for gold. It's a lot like panning for gold. You're going to go through a lot of dirt and a lot of mud and a lot of rocks to get to the gold nuggets, okay? Nobody knows when that's going to happen, but you need 2 people. What you're looking for is you're looking for a Jerome on your right and a Cindy on your left. When that happens, you're done. If you can live off $100,000 a month. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're looking for 2 people that catch the vision to go to work. Now, it might be the first person you enroll. I'll give you a little hint. Most of the time, it's somebody 3 or 4 levels down that really gets it, okay? Let me give you an example. Everybody knows how awesome Jerome and Deborah is, right? How awesome Cindy is. I'll give you, those are 2 different organizations for Vernon, but here's what happened. I enrolled Vernon. Vernon enrolled Joe Davis. Joe Davis enrolled Cindy and Theo. Okay, so Cindy and Theo is on my 4th level. This Detroit group is on my 5th level. Cindy and Theo caught the vision. They're going to work. They're blowing it up. Houston, Detroit, all over the place, right? On the other side, I enrolled Vernon. Vernon enrolled Marilyn. Marilyn got a partner named Charles that lives in Philadelphia. Charles enrolled his buddy that lives in Connecticut. His name's Michael O'Brien. Michael O'Brien enrolled Shane that lives in Buffalo, New York. Shane was going through a list, enrolled a lady in Florida, Cocoa Beach, Florida, named Sally, and Sally called Jerome and Debbie. That's how I'm here, okay? I mean, it's 6 or 7 levels deep when somebody really catches the vision and goes to work. But reality is, where a lot of comp plans you run out of, it runs out of your pay leg. Most comp plans go 5, 6, 7 levels deep. This particular part of the comp plan goes to infinity. It doesn't matter. If this person does an ambassador pack, or if it's somebody way down here that does an ambassador pack on your 200th level, it's 500 in volume. It doesn't matter. If somebody up above you places somebody down here and that person does the ambassador pack, it's 500 in volume. So when they say team commissions, it's a true team commission. You don't just get paid on what you do. It's a combination of you, your upline, and your downline. Any way that volume goes into your group, that's how these points are accumulated, okay? This is probably the most aggressive part of our compensation plan. It's where you can create a fear of loss. If you're here today and you're a guest and you don't reserve, go back one, Vernon. Let's say that somebody invited you and they already have their person over here and they're trying to identify who they want right here. And you were invited here. And for whatever reason, you pause. You want to think about it. You want to read about it. You want to sample the product. You want to talk to your wife about it. You want to whatever, for whatever reason, you don't take immediate action. This person's going to go ahead and go to work, and rather than you going here, you may eventually go down here. Do you understand that if you position yourself now, what this person does, you're going to override whatever's put underneath you? But if you don't identify and take action and you wait, then these other people are going to be in and they're going to be overriding you rather than you overriding them. So there's a huge, this is a great component because it creates a fear of loss, okay? Meaning that, is Jeunesse still going to be a great opportunity next week? Absolutely. But it will never be as good as it is right now, okay? Position yourself, get involved, don't humiliate yourself with all the little bitty details. Next slide. If you start as an ambassador pack, you get to start at this level. How many of you, rather than starting out at, soldier pay, you'd like to start out at sergeant or general pay? Young lady talking about McDonald's, rather than starting out as a regular laborer, you'd like to start out as the GM or the manager, right? If you start with one of the other packs, you're going to start way down here. If you start with the ambassador pack, the company grandfathers you to this position where you can make 3 levels of matching bonus. Next slide. The matching bonus is 20, 10, and 15 on your 3 levels. You heard me talking about I enrolled Vernon. I get 20% of Vernon's team's commissions. Okay? Vernon enrolled Joe. I'm coded to 15% of Joe's team's commission, and Joe enrolled Cindy and Theo. So Cindy and Theo are on my 3rd level. I get 10% of their team commission. So if Cindy makes $1,000 this week, I get a $100 bonus. If she makes a $10,000 team commission, I get a $1,000 bonus. But Joe Davis is on my 15% level and Vernon's on my 20% level. So you heard that Vernon made $40,000 his first month, right? What's 20% of that? Okay, you wonder how I made that 6-figure income? Find somebody that goes to work and the company rewards you in this matching bonus. So everybody, not just those 2 people in the team commission, everybody that you enroll from now forever is on your 1st level. You get 20% matching bonus. You are coded in the computer. I didn't get 20% of Vernon's check. The company gave him 100% of his check. They gave me a 20% bonus, okay? So here's the question. How many people do you want to be coded to get a 20% matching bonus? You see, it's your traditional job. If you refer somebody that comes to work at the company and he ends up being an awesome employee, how much bonus does the company give you? 0. Here, anybody that you expose, anybody you refer, anybody you bring to the company pays you an override. And if they're a not very good producer, you don't make a very big bonus. But they end up, how'd you like to get 20% of my check? How'd you like to be my enroller? Okay, the guy that enrolled me has enrolled 41 people. He gets 20% of 41 different people. Okay. 20% on level 1, 15% on level 2, 10% on level 3. Then there's actually 4 more levels of 5%. You heard Vernon talking about yesterday that I'd become a Ruby in the company. That's where you get level 4, 5%. I can tell you I'm only, what's today, the 20th? Is today the 20th? 18th, okay. I've lost a couple days. I'm only 2.5 weeks into my 1st month where I get that level 4, 5%, but I can tell you 5% of level 4 is much bigger than 20% of level 1 because of all the people that's on level 4, okay? So this particular part of the component, this matching component is probably the most aggressive part and the most misunderstood. So you want to always retain sponsorship. You may place somebody, I may place somebody like my Las Vegas team, I may place somebody underneath Vernon, where Vernon gets to count them in the team commission, but the Las Vegas team, Mr. Gary and Jenny Davis, they're front line to me. I enrolled them. So I get a 20% matching bonus on them. Does that make sense to you? Don't want to frustrate anybody, but just understand there's some very aggressive parts of the compensation plan. You can actually change your level 1 from 20 to 25% with 5 customers, and level 1 can go from 20% to 30% with 10 retail customers, okay? So you know I earned 20% of Vernon's check. If I would have had my 10 customers in place, I would have earned 30% of his check, okay? Next slide. Next thing we're going to talk about is the bonus pool. 3% of the worldwide global sales, kind of profit sharing, goes into a diamond pool. The diamond pool is calculated monthly but paid out quarterly, and they give you a bonus based on the worldwide sales of the company. The diamonds are the ones out traveling and training and cutting the infomercial and doing all the things that they do. And so the company takes a certain percent, you know, that guy's not in my group. That, you know, our philosophy here at Jeunesse is if you're in Jeunesse, you're in our group, if that makes sense to you, okay? Jerome's and Deborah is going to help Debbie's people. Debbie's people is going to help Jerome and Debbie's people. You know why? It's because when they become diamond and they're both poised to become diamond, they're going to participate in this pool. They're going to get 3% of the worldwide sales, okay? And that goes into a pool, and it's divided up by the qualified diamonds. Right now, there's about 65 or 70 qualified diamonds in the company. I don't know exactly what it was for the first quarter. We just finished. We don't have the calculations yet. But for the last quarter of last year, October, November, December, the bonus pool for somebody that had 3 shares and qualified in October, November, and December was $145,000. Now, that's over and above. The average diamond in the company makes somewhere between 1.5 to 3.8 million, okay, per year. That's my sponsor, Adam, that will be here within the next few weeks to help you guys out and to do some training. Adam's a diamond. He just was promoted to a diamond. I can tell you that his weekly check is in excess of $50,000 a week, okay? Now, if that's hard for you to believe, his sponsor's check, Jason, his sponsor's check that gets a matching bonus on Adam, his check last week for the week. Now that's W-E-E-K, not W-E-A-K. Okay, Jason's check last week, I'll go ahead and tell you, it doesn't matter. Guess what his check was? $194,000 for the week. Okay? Now Adam, Jason won't be here. He's kind of semi-retired, but Adam still travels around the country. Adam still travels around the country and does meetings and stuff, and he'll be coming to Detroit. But I'm just telling you, the only thing difference between those two guys and us is they got a little head start. There are people getting involved. It took Adam almost 2.5 years, almost 3 years to go diamond. There are people that are getting involved in the company now that are doing what Adam did in a matter of 3, 4, 5 months because the timing's better. Okay, next slide. Last thing we'll talk about is the customer incentives, trips, awards, recognition, personal training, conferences. There's a lot of neat things going on. One thing I want to share with you before we move on to the training is there's a huge event coming up in Toronto. Write this down, May the 1st and May the 2nd. I don't know how far Toronto is from here. I'm not very good at geography. 300 miles, okay? It's like Dallas to Houston. It's no big deal, okay? In Toronto on May the 1st and May the 2nd, the entire corporate staff, kind of a mini Las Vegas. You heard Jerome talking about how exciting it was in Las Vegas. They're going to do what they did in Las Vegas in Toronto, the official launch of Canada. Canada's either the fastest or the fastest growing market in the company. They're going to launch in Toronto on May the 1st and May the 2nd. All the corporate staff's going to be there, the corporate trainers, the doctors, to talk about the product and everything else. Here's what I'm going to share with you, okay? Those of you that are from Detroit that are serious about this business, the people that go to Toronto, their business will be 6 months ahead of the people that don't. Listen to me real closely. Whatever sacrifices you have to make, buy a bus ticket, hitchhike, get a ride, do whatever you have to do. You go to Toronto and you soak up what's going on. Adam's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of diamonds there. You're going to hear a lot of different things. But hearing, you know, no disrespect to Cindy talking about the products, but as good as Cindy is with her master's degree and everything else, she can't do justice compared to Dr. Antar. Okay, those doctors are going to be in Toronto. The official trainers, the people that are in Mexico and Europe and all the different things, talk about all the provinces of Canada, what's going on in Montreal, what's going on in Vancouver, BC, what's going on in New York, Chicago. All that's going to be put into a format that you need to see. Okay, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm a pretty good salesman, but I honestly feel like I can't do justice to what's going to happen 300 miles away from here in 2 weeks, okay? So I'm just telling you, make whatever sacrifices you have to make, do whatever you have to do to make sure that you get to Toronto, okay? Now, real quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the floor over to Vernon. I want to cover something before he comes up here, though. In all of my years of networking, when I consulted to people in my group and when I consulted for companies, one of the first things that I do when I'm consulting with them is after analyzing the situation and looking at people that are having frustrations and speed bumps and barriers along the way, the first thing I ask them, listen to me real closely, are you utilizing the tools that are available to you? You see, there's some of you people that are having a little bit of frustrations and you've got a whole repertoire of a tool chest and you're not utilizing those tools. What would you do if you went to the dentist and all he had was a pair of pliers and a crescent wrench? Okay? If he didn't have the right tools, you wouldn't let him work on your mouth, right? What if you pulled your Cadillac into a shop and all that guy had was a pair of vice grips and a screwdriver and your transmission needs to be fixed? You wouldn't leave your Cadillac with them, right? Same thing here. You have a repertoire of tools that are available right there in your back office, and I got a feeling that some of you aren't utilizing them. You've got to utilize the tools that are available for you. I know y'all don't have oak trees up here in Detroit, but I grew up in my backyard, had an oak tree that me and my father could not reach around. It was that big, the trunk of the tree. See, you can chop down an oak tree with a claw hammer. It takes about a week. But you can cut down the same oak tree and do the same job with modern day equipment in a matter of 10 or 15 minutes. Do you understand that this business, they've put every single tool that you need right there in your back office? If you're a website guy, they got websites. If you're a webinar guy, they got webinar. If you're a conference call guy, they got conference calls. If you're a product PDF person, they got product. Whatever it is, whatever somebody's hot button is, they've got it. We're going to show you a real quick video to give you an idea of what's going to happen in Toronto. So you get the full effect of what's going on. We're going to show a video of what happened in Macau. Now, Macau is in Taiwan or China, I don't know, but in China. And this event happened in November, and I'll give you an idea. The company's budget was $5 million, and they went over budget. They spent $8.3 million on this event, okay? 15,000 people in Macau, and the mini version of what happened in Macau and Las Vegas is coming to Toronto. There's going to be people in Toronto from LA, from Miami, from Orlando, from Texas. There's going to be people from Germany and England and people from all over that are flying into Toronto to see something that you guys are 3 or 4 hours away from, okay? So this will give you a taste of this is another tool that's in your back office, plus it'll give you a good taste of what's going to happen in Toronto. And then after the little short video, we'll get Vernon to talk about the tools, a couple of the other tools that are available to you, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then after the 5-minute break, get back in here. We're going to start promptly, and I'm going to go over the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, the exact recipe for success of exactly what you need to do to make it in this business, okay? Thank you, guys.